I am one with my glorious I Am presence, the blissful observer, eternally one with God, and with my holy Christ self, full of the divine love of the perfected Christ being. To my divine self, I align my personalities, my body elemental, to whom I give infinite thanks for its wondrous work, and my new spirit. All parts of my being are now in balance, harmony, and alignment. And I am fully contained within my heart diamond and Metatron's cosmic egg. I am now ready for today's message. Greetings, beloveds. As the resurrection energies are attaining their apex, or the time during which they are the most strong, I encourage all of you to spend as much time in meditation and in receiving this marvelous ray as you possibly can. I would once again like to emphasize the importance of your daily meditations. There is no outer activity that you can do, no yoga posture, no drug, nothing that you can do with your physical body that will allow you to attain enlightenment. All of those things are very good for your body and will help your body to live a long and healthy life. But they will not grant you ascension. Only the inner work that you do can bring about enlightenment. And this inner work mostly takes the form of meditation, beloveds. You can call it contemplation. You can call it prayer or introspection. But it requires the necessary diligence of going within to first uncovering or revealing the ego mind so that you understand what that is, and so that you know that that is not the way to enlightenment. But as you practice your meditation, you will go beyond the ego mind, and you will discover the divine mind, from whence issues all divine qualities, such as wisdom, peace, stillness. And when you begin to taste of these marvelous qualities of the divine mind, you will know that you are advancing on your path home, and that you are going in the right direction. At some point, you will connect with the bliss that is the heart of the divine mind. When you have tasted this state of bliss, you can say that you know God, because God is that bliss. Just because a being can manifest what seem to be miraculous powers, unless they experience bliss within them, they do not yet know God. And when you know God, you know your true self. For your true self is complete and utter and eternal bliss. All experiences other than bliss come from the ego mind. They come from the illusion of life. They are not eternal. They vanish as quickly as the thought of them vanishes. Only the inner reality, that which comes from the divine self, has any permanence or any truth within it. And you can only discover this inner truth by going within, by going beyond the ego mind, and by tasting of the bliss of your true nature. This is why I am constantly encouraging you to spend less time in your outer activities and more time in your inner spiritual development. Until this becomes a priority in your life, you will have little chance of attaining ascension in this lifetime. For some of you, that may not be important, and that is perfect. But for those of you who wish to get close or attain your ascension in this lifetime, your inner spiritual work must become an absolute priority. That means you must be willing to forego outer worldly pleasures in order to obtain the sublime pleasures of inner realization and enlightenment. These pleasures are the ones that Christ spoke of when he said, "Do not put up your riches where moth and dust might corrupt them." He too wished for you to gain your treasures by investing in your own spiritual enlightenment. For those treasures cannot be taken from you. They will not disintegrate. They will not become dusty or moldy with time. They are ever perfect. And the peace and wisdom that you gain will accompany you from lifetime to lifetime. They are true and eternal gifts that you obtain by your meditation practices. When you learn to love as Christ loved, you will find your mind automatically being purified. You will no longer get caught up in the illusory ways of the world that say you can only give love if you get something back from it. The ways of the world are fraught with untruths that are yet insistent in their trying to get you to follow them and to believe them. So only you can make the choice, beloveds, to spend time first searching for that inner voice. And then once you have heard it, listening to it on a regular basis. And then the next step, which is usually the hardest for most people, is obeying that inner voice. For that voice will not advise you in the way that most of the world will. It will send you along a new path, one that you have probably never even thought of before. And yet, it will be the perfect path for you. It will be the path of righteousness. It will be the path where the entire universe will come to support you and to carry you along that path, just as a stick is carried along the path of a river. So, beloveds, I ask that you listen to your divine self, that you learn to trust and to obey it, to devote as much time as you possibly can to this practice, so that you are always moving forward along your path. And I promise that the joy that you will experience from following this path will convince you of its reality and of its necessity in your life. Joy is one of the greatest markers of spiritual development. Not the powers that you gain, not the magic that you can perform, but the joy and love in your heart are true indications of spiritual development. And I am waiting to welcome you home, beloveds. I thank you for listening to this video. I love you and bless you always. I am Metatron.